Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Drake has responded to all the negative backlash these albums have gotten, and we covered the backlash, so it's only fair to cover what Drake's got to say about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we even get into this, I moved my mic because some people were saying I still sounded kind of quiet, and I didn't like putting my mic in the shots, but some people say it's okay, bro. Just have the mic in the shots. So let me know if the audio quality is better, if you hear me clear. And before we get into this, shout out to everybody who's been grabbing a Hip Hop is My Bias shirt. These shirts have been going so absolutely crazy that I have now made the Hip Hop is My Bias hoodies. Yes, sir. A bunch of y'all asked me to do it. I thought, well, summer's coming up, so I didn't think to make one, but then I thought people live in cold places. So go grab your hoodie or your t-shirt. Link is in the pinned comment. I'm sending personal thank you videos to everybody who grabs it for the next 3 days. And yes, I added another day because I added these hoodies. So there's shirts and hoodies. Go get them. Link in the pinned comment. Let's go. Let's skip the
You
intro.
guys, Drizzy Drake is banking on history to repeat itself.
Shout out to Chigs, by the way. I don't think I'm going to react to the whole video. I always leave like at least some of it so y'all can go watch what Chigs fully thought, because this is for me to tell you what I think about it.
Now, 48 hours after Drake dropped Iceman, along with 2 other albums, Maid of Honor and also Habibti. Now, all 3 albums are getting a lot of mixed reviews. If you're a Drake fan, obviously you're happy. You're getting 3 albums, 48 new songs. If you wanted to see Drake address Kendrick, he addressed them. If you wanted to hear him talk shit about people like Jay-Z, Khaled, Rick Ross, that's also on there as well. Now, if you also wanted party club type records from Drake, that's also included as well.
I'm sorry, this picture of Drake is the Chigs. Why did you choose to use this picture? This is one of the top 5 craziest pictures of Drake. It doesn't even really look like Drake. Am I the only one who listens to pictures like, bro, this doesn't even look like Drake. Yeah, this is one of the most, what? Okay, all right, get him. Slay.
By dropping these 3 albums, Drake made sure that he hit every demographic of his fan base. Now, as far as the actual quality of the records, that's all subjective. A lot of people came into this album with some very high expectations, and these very high expectations were set by people from Drake's camp. People like Maul, who week after week went on his podcast and said after Iceman drops, it'll be crystal clear who the top dog is.
And here's another thing I'm saying. I said this before. The worst PR people for Drake are Diddler and Maul. Like they're the 2 lead members of Pell. Well, Academics is the lead. Maul is the second mic. You know what I mean? They're the leaders of. I mean, they're members of Pell Biv DeVoe. So I kept saying like, yeah, you're gonna make this worse for him by the bar you set up. And like I said, Chicks pointed this out. Whatever you feel about the album, is your prerogative, right? You clicked on this channel, so you're going to hear what I feel about the music. And like I said, Iceman, out of the 3 that he dropped, is the best project. Now, when you're comparing Iceman to like Habibti or Maid of Honor, Iceman sounds like one of the greatest albums you've ever heard. But if I just compare it to The Field, it's a good album. It's good rapping, right? It's just I cannot separate myself from the hypocrisy of the moment of what he's doing on that album. I cannot separate myself from the false things that he said on that album. I can't separate myself from the themes that he's saying that he's actually going against in real life. I'm still somebody who, when you say something, you got to actually mean it to me, or at least mean it to a point. But I don't want to hear you on an album talking about my honor is this, and your honor is when you're in court while you're in court for defamation. You're not in court for somebody shot up my whip. You in court for defamation, gang. So I don't. That's where I can't separate those 2 things, and it makes the album for me. But like I said, Iceman was always going to do numbers. Iceman was always going to do the stats. But here's the thing that I always said. To the people who use stats and numbers to determine the quality of an album, the numbers are a metric and they do matter for something. but they're the least important metric when judging the quality of an album. And there goes to something that when you ask somebody how they feel about an album, the quality, they bring up the numbers. And the numbers are not saying what you think they're saying. That's what I'm saying. The cultural impact of this album was going to be more important to me. And already seeing how many streams have dropped off, how many streams were filtered for bot type activity or fake streams, to me I go, this is already. And already I don't feel like the music is the most important part of Iceman. I already don't. I'm seeing the MAGA Drizzy stuff where Trump and the White House are pushing ICE with him and Drake not saying anything. I got a video about that coming. I'm seeing a bunch of da-da-da-da. And it's really not about the music. You know what I mean? So I want to see what happens in a week from now because it's already feeling like it's going like this, but we'll see.
This is some of the best rapping I've ever heard from Drake. Y'all don't even know what Drake is preparing to do. The music he has created, the way he will entertain the culture, it's on a whole different level. His producer Gordo said,
and it so wasn't on it. That's why I was saying this album. I said this: if you're not a Drake fan, this album is none of these albums are gonna make you a Drake fan, right? If you are a Drake fan, you're gonna enjoy it. That's the best I can give it. It's just a lot more of Drake. Like it's just 3 albums of Drake. Nothing different, nothing new. The newest thing, the most interesting thing is how lyrical he was on Iceman. And that's my favorite part of it. I don't like that he has like 3 flows through the whole album. He doesn't do a lot. He moves his pen technically, but he doesn't do a lot anything else because the lyrics are not the only thing in a rap. It's your flow, your cadence, your swag, the way you your delivery, and to me, everything but the lyrics were lackluster because it was just the same stuff over and over. But y'all can go watch my Iceman review.
what he's about to do is completely unheard of in music, like nothing we've ever seen before. The world isn't ready for this. So when you have people around Drake making these kinds of claims and expectations, people are gonna go into this album with very high expectations. So when the album drops and you listen to it, and for the most part, it sounds like the same Drake we've been getting the last 10 years. There's
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. There's no difference. And it felt like Kendrick motivated him to rap better. But I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm gonna keep saying this, bro. Iceman to me, after I heard that project, felt like a cry for help. It does not sound like somebody who's in a good place. It does not sound like somebody who feels like he's at the brightest part of his career. It does not feel like that whatsoever. If you listen to what he's really saying, he's in a dark, depressive place. And it even shows because, like, I even noticed this because I went back and listened to some old Drake and I went, man, I don't know what happened. There's some point in this man's career where he lost the excitement when he rapped. He lost like a glow in his eye. If you go back and listen to like Ransom, you go back and listen to like early Drake, there's a first off, you know who it is when you heard Drake. Make up it, whopper like a, even in first name greatest, last name greatest, like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Like but then now he raps like, yeah, and I was just in here. That's what I felt.
bound to be some negative criticism on initial reactions of people listening to this album. This morning, Drake decides to respond to those negative
the clap back. Let's hear the clap back.
criticisms by doing what he always does anytime he drops an album, and it's met with negative reviews by a lot of people. Drake went on his Instagram page to post some old first reactions to his album Take Care that dropped in 2011. One person said in 2011, I think his album was weak, repetitive, boring at times, nothing new, nothing exciting, same old, blah. Somebody else said, too much singing for me. I'm obviously a gangster, so don't fuck around. Now, these were all reviews from after the first day Take Care dropped. Then you fast forward a week later, it went diamond and also sold 631,000 copies. Right?
And here is my point right here. It's selling that much, especially when Drake is the label darling to the point where, see, people don't, the rewriting of history is insane. Bruh, I remember when Views and maybe even Take Care was dropping, the way that they promoted, that Apple promoted that, the way the UMG promoted that, The way Drake would pop up in random places that had nothing to do with Drake. The way Drake would be on the side of taxis, on every billboard, on every bus. So I keep telling you, the commercial success of an album is a metric. It is not the most important metric when judging quality or how people feel about a song or an album. So when you say that these people, because to me, this actually says way more. This says something to me that I feel like people aren't paying attention to. I feel like a lot of these are the same gripes that people have been having with Drake. And I feel like that's actually saying a negative, not a positive. I think what happens is people have felt this way about Drake's music for a long time. It's just that they were able to put the numbers on top to be like, see? So I guess this makes these takes invalid because the numbers. It doesn't make these takes invalid if people are having the same takes all these years later. This is 2011, it's 2026, 15 years later, people are having the same takes. And also, it's not really a dunk moment if you don't know how these specific people feel. It's not a dunk because what you're trying to do is go, listen, people hated this album when it dropped too, then they ended up loving it. Well, we don't know that, nigga. You just took three. What does Johnny Blaze think about Take Care in 2026? You're not proving that by what does Black Business and Boy 2012 feel about it? You're just taking three random things, and what if they're like, no, nigga, I feel the exact same. How much it sold didn't change what I heard in my ear, nigga. That's my point. Like, using the sales is not is not the dunk. If these quotes were saying, Take Care ain't finna sell nothing. Man, ain't nobody finna listen to this. Hey, this ain't going nowhere. Then you got the dunk. But they're speaking about the quality of the album, and y'all keep trying to gaslight and make that the same thing as the success of the album. Success does not dictate quality altogether. If so, Vanilla Ice is one of the greatest rappers ever. Go back to some of his sales. If so, MC Hammer is. Come on, we could do this all day, man.
Right now, 15 years later after this album dropped, I believe it sold over 10 million copies. So Drake is basically saying, yo, this album is going to be one of those albums that's going to be a classic. And
it's selling, the numbers it sold doesn't make it a classic. This is the narrative niggas try to spin because the numbers it sold doesn't make it a classic, bro. It doesn't make it a classic. I don't know how y'all feel about Take Care. That's not even what I'm here to argue. I'm just saying that the numbers don't make it a classic, bro. Don't make it a classic, nigga.
Also, once again, it's going to be another one of my albums that eventually ends up.
And nobody, at least not me, let me not say that. I've never, not one time, spoke thinking that this album, Drake's album, wasn't going to sell. Like,
Aging like fine wine. Now, this reaction from Drake was also met with some critique and also some love. Somebody said, and this is why he'll never evolve, and why his fan base will always suckle at anything he releases. He thinks he's still as good as he used to be, and he's not.
Well, it's not even that. It's more like he's equating good quality with success. It's just like, it's the most. McDonald's sells more burgers than gourmet burger places. Does that mean, like, I just don't I could have a million examples. RDC have a hilarious skit about you numbers niggas. That y'all niggas think an album's whack and then they're like, no, this shit sold 500,000. Oh no, this is good now. Do y'all walk around when y'all listen with the sales ticker on your phone? Do you listen and then you wait till it hits I don't like it yet. Hold on. Okay, now I like it. Yup.
Not at all. Somebody else said, stupid comparison. Old heads hated on Take Care because he was singing back then. Old heads hate rappers that sing. Iceman is just repetitive pop rap slop that sounds like his last 5 albums. Somebody said, and Take Care is still charting today.
And you notice how every rebuttal will be about the sales. You cannot defend the quality of an album with the sales, bro. Come on, man.
Broke people be saying.
Do y'all know what Reasonable Doubt and Illmatic sold their first week? Okay. Some of the greatest hip hop albums, people didn't even care about the sales. Like, And all these years later, what the hell does the sales even matter, nigga?
in anything. Now, for me personally, even though this was not the Drake album I was expecting, I did go back to revisit some of the.
Okay, let me stop right here because he's about to give his own take. Please go watch Chigs's take on the rest of Iceman and what he thinks of it too. And like I said, bro, nobody was questioning if this was going to sell. Obviously, Drake, you're going to sell. You're grandfathered into a lot of things where people are going to check it out just on curiosity. You are selling this with the battle, this with the biggest battle in hip hop. It's going to sell. I think another thing too is for all the numbers people, I think Drake now owning the record for the biggest fall off from day one to day two in the history of Spotify. The history of Spotify is also, and I'm not saying that that determines that makes it bad, but I'm saying to all the people who say that the numbers mean is good, then what does that mean to you? What does that mean? At the end of the day, bro, I'm not even here to say Iceman was the worst album ever. Iceman, honestly, when it comes to Drake albums, for me, one of Drake's better albums, better rapping album. Yeah, I always think Drake albums kind of feel like Iceman. So I do give it an up with the rapping. I do feel like it was a bit long, it was a bit meandering, and he said a lot of the same things over and over. But he kind of does that in all albums. But like, I'm not even saying Iceman was a whack album. Now, if I take into consideration real world events, it makes what he's saying just like ill. But yeah, so I don't know what the numbers mattered, but that's not going to change what people think about the album. Some people, but not the people that are real with themselves. So that was Drake's response. What do you think? Do the numbers mean that the album was fire? If this goes 10 times platinum 10 years now, does that mean what you heard is invalid? Let me know.